So here we're dividing a polynomial by a binomial. We have the polynomial here, and we're dividing by a binomial. Right? So the first step, let's go ahead and rewrite our expression as w squared minus 2w minus 15 over w plus 3. Right? So the way that we're going to divide this polynomial by this binomial is we can take the polynomial in the numerator, which is quadratic, right? We have a w squared, and we could factor it, right? And once we factor it, then we can cancel out and simplify. So how do we factor that numerator? Well, we know how to do that, right? Let's go ahead and write it over here on the side. It's w squared minus 2w minus 15. And we're going to get a is equal to 1, b is equal to negative 2, and c is equal to negative 15. Right? We'll do our x, and we will say a times c in the numerator, so negative 15, and b in the, 1 times negative 15 up in the top of the x, and then b, negative 2 in the bottom of the x. So now we need two factors that multiply to negative 15 and add up to negative 2. So let's see, negative 15, so that's maybe 3 and 5. So let's do 5 and 3. And then the 5 needs to be negative because they're going to multiply to a negative 15 and they're going to add to a negative 2. Right? So the 5 needs to be negative. So I have my factors. So I can rewrite my equation over here as w minus 5 times w plus 3 over w plus 3 in the denominator. Now you see we have factors that are the same in the numerator and denominator, right? It's w plus 3. So we can go ahead and cancel those out. And our simplified version is going to be w minus 5. So that's going to be our answer here, w minus 5. So we're going to do the same thing here. We got bigger numbers, so it might be a bit more difficult to factor, but we know how to do it. So 11 squared plus 11x plus 24 over x plus 8. So again, to divide a polynomial by a binomial, we're going to factor the polynomial in the numerator if it's quadratic, right? We know how to factor quadratic expressions. So let's go ahead and write it over here. We got x squared plus 11x plus 24. Our a is equal to 1, b is equal to 11, and our c is equal to 24. So we have our x, and 24 goes on top, 11 goes on the bottom. So two factors that multiply 24 add up to 11. 1 times 24 doesn't do it. 2 times 12 is not going to do it. So let me write them out. So we have, 1 times 24 is not going to do it. 2 times 12, they don't add up to 11. And then let's do 3 times 8. So those do add up to 11. So let's do 8 and 3 as our factors. They multiply to positive 24 and they add up to positive 11. So we can go ahead and use those. Let's rewrite our expression up here as factors. So we have x plus 8 times x plus 3 over x plus 8. So do we have factors in the numerator and the denominator that are the same? And yes, we do. We have x plus 8, so we can cancel those two out. And we could say that this expression here is going to equal to x plus 3, a simplified version. So we got x plus 3 as our answer. So this is how we divide a polynomial by a binomial.